Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about SmackDown, the aftermath of Crown Jewel. And we have Michael Cole, Kevin Patrick on commentary. No Corey Graves because he's had the beautiful, beautiful baby. A baby. We have KO that's going to be special guest commentary for most of the show. And Kevin on commentary makes the show for me. This show is definitely setting up a lot of things for the future. You know, the LWO came out. They were cutting a promo. We're getting a little bit of tension vibes. And then Carlito comes out and he says, hey, you shouldn't be blaming yourself, Ray. You should be blaming Santos. He left the brass knuckles there on purpose for you to lose your championship. Santos gets upset. Santos is like, well, fuck you, Carlito. What the hell? So this is going on. Santos is like, no, I'm leaving. He gets out of the ring. He's walking out. Ray's like, oh, hey, we need to talk about this. And him and Selena go after Santos, you know, and Carlito, and then hits Bobby Lashley's music, comes out the Street Profits, because that's our first match of the night, is Carlito versus Bobby Lashley. And there's a line in this match that made me laugh, where Carlito picked up Bobby Lashley and, like, some real feat of strength. And Kevin Owens like, see what happens when you eat apples all the time? You get strength like that. You know, not in those words, but Kevin on commentary makes it all awesome. You know, he's like, they ask him, what did you think of Logan Paul doing that? You would have done the same thing. He's like, yeah, I would have done the same thing. And then, you know, some more. B-Fab is watching on. You know, she went up to Bobby and the Street Profits last week to talk, so we shall see, right? Then after Bobby Lashley gets the win with the Street Profits causing a distraction, they start beating down Carlito. Here comes Santos. Santos is like, yeah, you know, kick his ass, this fucker. He wanted to accuse me, huh? Get your boots. Get stopped by the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Here comes Rey Mysterio. He's, you know, and he goes to Santos like, what are you doing, man? What, you know? And for me, personally, I am very happy Santos is stepping away from Rey Mysterio in this LWO thing. Santos is a better heel than he is a face. That's, like, hands down, if you remember from NXT and everything like that, hands down, he is a better heel than a face. So when he attacked Rey, I was like, hell yeah! You know, and he you know, got Rey in his huevos on the steps. Well, supposed to be his leg, but the way Rey landed, I was like, ooh. And the steps and everything like that, and he walks away, and Zelina Vega's acting, get her an Oscar because she's selling it so well, you know, and Santos is walking back, you know, and Santos' whole thing during the time, and he's like, it's supposed to be me and you, it's supposed to be me and you know, and I cannot wait for Santos, like, backstage. Like, Santos had a backstage interview, kind of, and he's like, Rey got what he deserves, and he leaves. Best part about this, when he's leaving, that door he's going out, if you watch, he, bam, hits that door, and he grabs it to slam it, but it's one of those doors that has the pressure on it to where, like, it's like, then it'll close. So when he went and grabbed the door to slam it, it didn't do that. It just went, doop. But what I was saying is I cannot wait for Santos backstage, and here comes Dom. I told you, deadbeat father, right? Lets you down, right? But I can't wait to see what we do with Santos here. I am ecstatic. I was hoping hoping the other two in the LWO turned on the rest of the family as well, you know. So, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Bayley comes out first, trying to figure out what's going on. You know, calls out Kairi Sane, and she comes out with Io and Dakota Kai. You know, this is Damage Control, and Bayley's like, yo, the last time we saw you, I whooped your ass. Take a look at the video back in 2020, and Kairi says, you know what? I forgive you. And, I look to you as the leader of Damage Control. Io as well. Io's like, hey, this was my plan. Even Dakota goes, yeah, we wanted her to get here so she could be part and make Damage Control better, bigger, stronger. So we got hugs, and I was funny, Skyler's like, hug? And then Bailey's like, I don't do that no more. Oh, yeah, and they all come in for a hug. Here comes Bianca. She's like, I'm going to whoop that ass. And they're like, look at you. Look how many of us is in here. Here comes Charlotte. Then here comes Asuka. Sets up our main event for tonight. I got very excited about that. I'm like, all right, this new version of Damage Control versus Bianca, Charlotte, and Asuka. Let's go, Dan. And we have a great match with Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander. They're really building Dragon Lee, and rightfully so. He's an awesome talent. Here comes L.A. Knight. Yeah. Oh, cuts a promo. He has a match with Grayson Waller up here next. Grayson Waller comes out, and L.A. Knight just bashes down. Grayson's like, you look like somebody that doesn't, that shouldn't be around a school. You got that $5 haircut. He's just like, Grayson, and I can tell Grayson's like, you fuck. Like, he's just like, L.A. Knight is not playing, and he says, I could come out, I could give you the speech, I could tell you all, I could be like, I took my shot, now back to the right bus. Nah. He tells everybody, he's like, no, I'm not done with the bloodline. And we have a match next week with LA Knight and Jimmy Uso. And I thought this was funny. They did the Solo Sikoa returns next week. I was like, isn't that usually Roman's thing? All right. So let's see what happens with that, huh? Solo gets the card that says he will return. But LA Knight and Grayson Waller, fun match. LA Knight for the win. He's after Bloodline. So he's not done with Roman Reigns. And I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't want him to be put on the back burner because he had such a great rise. And we'll see what we do with him next. We have the John Cena and a Solo package. What's going to happen after Strike's over. So, John's like, yep, that's it. Back to work on the other side. So he's gone. During this time, Kevin's showing the one-hit punch that took out Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and he's using the thing like Madden would use and everything like that. I don't know the proper name, but he's using that. He's having fun with it. He's like, look at this! And the best part is he freeze frames and goes, look, they're hit before they even get hit. They feel the wind of the fist coming, and he's doing it. It's fucking hilarious. But of course, Austin and Grayson have had enough of it. They come out, and they said if Kevin Owens gets in a fight, Nick's gonna suspend him and stuff like that. Let's put him on commentary. He had this beautiful tie too that came out, and during the commentary, they're like, "Hey, I don't think Nick intended you just to have the tie on." He's like, "Well, he should have gave me a suit then. He should have gave me a suit." So here comes Austin. Here comes Grayson. They pour water on him and whatnot. And I like Kevin's thing about it. He's like, I could take that. I could take the water, but. He tells Kevin Patrick, he's like, did they throw that water bottle on you? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you know what? There we go. That's all I need. He goes over and attacks Austin. Grayson gets Grayson with the stunner and everything like that. And then Michael Cole's like, yeah, I guess he has to go back and talk to the general manager now. So we'll see what happens with Kevin Owens. Now our big main event, Damage Control versus Bianca versus Charlotte and Asuka. When Bianca went for the tag, and Asuka pulls her hand back. Bianca's like, "What the fuck?" And this match. There's no winner in this match. So then Bianca's like, "What's going on?" Asuka missed fucking Bianca, and I was like, "Wait, what?" Well, then she embraced Kairi Sane, and I'm guessing this is what we're setting up for War Games. Will Jade debut at War Games? Because the numbers are pretty slim because Damage Control, this new form of Damage Control with Asuka now a part of it. They showed a list. They showed the picture backstage with all of them. It's fucking fantastic. It's beautiful. It's on my phone. I'm like, this is awesome. I put it out on Instagram. But they start beating down Bianca, beating down Charlotte. Here comes Shotzi. This is definitely the hint of this SmackDown's War Games. We're going to have Bianca, Charlotte, Shotzi with the question mark. Who else versus Damage Control, this has to be War Games, man. And I'm thinking Jade Cargill's going to make her debut at War Games. I was thinking Sasha, but she's been crushing those rumors. You know, we'll see. We're in the age of, like, you don't know what's going to happen. I didn't know Kairi Sane was going to come back. You know, that was a crazy one. And then Asuka turns on everybody, and then she joins Damage Control, and now we have this awesome fucking faction, and we're building it to War Games? Oh, it's good to be alive. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be alive. This was a great show. We got new stories now going in. You know, we're in the aftermath. There's no John. You know, there's no Roman. And now we got to, like, keep the attention on everything. And I like the fact that we got this new upgraded version of Damage Control that's just a beast of talent. So I'm excited for the future. SmackDown, definitely November 10th, 2023. We're in Columbus, Ohio. Michael Cole, Kevin Patrick, and Kevin Owens on commentary. Well, Kevin and not for the main event, but damn, this was awesome. This was a hell of a show packed into 2 hours. Told us a lot of stories that are going to be going forward from this point on, and our movement to War Games. I say I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. This is good stuff here. All right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. 5 out of 5. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share it with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Hey, the hell has happened to Escobar? And Kevin, I know that you'd want to get involved to help out your friend Rey Mysterio here, but they call